Welcome back, everyone, to another recap of what went down last week in the Deadlock Fight Night. But before we can hop into this recap, I got to remind you guys once again that we did have a massive patch happen, which means we had changes to our Urn, to Great Town, and of course, Shiv as well. How will the teams adapt to this? Well, there's only one way to find out, as we'll dive in with our first match of DMS up against the Deadlock Dudes. For the first time here at DFN, we have Great Talon being picked. Deadlock Dudes trust in the bow to get them to the finals versus Pojilaya Skumbriya. With a perfectly timed owl out of WZQT, Xenon is able to turn the fight around with 2 kills as they only lose Elevote.
Ernest following Xenon, able to finish it off with the binding order, and Xenon with 2.
Trying to capitalize on their teammates being ganked in lane 1, Deadlock Dudes focus on the last Guardian they need to get their first flex slot 9 minutes in.
Up and over, concussive combustion in. Looking for the finish on the Xenon, they're gonna get it.
We finally get to see the Urn changes in action as Deadlock Dudes are forced to turn in the Urn on DMS's side of the map.
It allows skill push to be done to you.
Yeah, they're fighting close quarters too versus the Abrams. Dangerous business at best, but here we go. Wall is down, Elbow looking for a swap, and the chaos is up close and personal, and DMS very happy with this fight. Huge value off the guys. Elbow dashing around, but the guys just in Abrams together, Jason, got so much done.
Deadlock Dudes get a fantastic catch on to play with me, thus having a man advantage the rest of the fight. However, DMS showed they can play with a man down as they win the fight 3-for-1 and get mid-boss.
See the shelter comes on down as they look for more. Yamato just trying to get away. No ult burn here just yet. Kelvin though goes down. That's a huge power slash, Jason.
DMS start to build up a soul lead as they get a free turn-in and 2 kills off the back of it.
Drilled by charge shot, gets a turn-in, but pays a HP tax in the process. However, Zap able to punish on the shallow. DMS still in a good spot. 2 down for Deadlock Dudes. Ooh. And this could be match losing here. The pressure from Elevo.
On the verge of losing the team fight, WZQT comes in big on the Great Talon, pumping the damage and turning the fight around.
Ashley target number 1. No shelter even able to be used. You see here DMS on the hunt. McLovin chased down. Prestus moving to and fro. Soul Exchange still on deck. 6v4 right now for DMS as they look to put this one away. High pressure onto the Geist. Rescue beam not enough to save. But it's Deadlock Dudes. Still down 3. They even it up though here, Jason.
Yeah, they're not out just yet. They still have Xenon alive, who's going to be in the vicinity. They do have Elevote there as well. WZQT, not the best position for him to fight in, but can still do a lot of damage, especially has the owl up as well. They can continue to kite here. You can see Great Talon above doing some insane damage over to Hapex, who might actually fall from this one. And this is actually should be Deadlock Dudes being able to turn this around.
They almost have the Ivy. Elevo just needs a little bit more. Ivy falls. Elevo 282 HP. Gets caught down. Xenon's been living with no HP. Gets the rescue beam. Very solid left click damage. Ashley rejoins the fight. Drops shelter in on the Yamato. Forces out the ult. Fuck dudes. Trying to make the most of this as respawns come in. See the Veil come down from Psycho. It's still not gonna be enough.
I mean, the fight's not even over just yet. Respawns have come back through. These two teams are not want to give it this fight whatsoever, as it still seems to be Deadlock Dudes winning out on this fight when they had such a disadvantage.
Off the back of winning the last fight, Deadlock Dudes turn their attention towards mid-boss. However, we learn what DMS means. Don't mid-boss, son.
And they're going to go for the mid-boss here. They contest, you got to be careful. Hapex could come in on the Ivy and steal this.
And they're looking for the steal. They're going on in. Abrams charge in. The owl is down. Who's going to get it? It's DMS. Jason, DMS gets the rejuvenator. Wolfie with the fall through on the lightning ball, and what a disaster for Deadlock Dudes.
The dudes trying to contest the left buff spawn, but DMS respawn as they take the fight with relative ease.
For this left buff, Elevote already going in, knockdown over the top. You see the pressure on the Talon. Abrams charge. Other side of the fight, Infernus just roast 2. And you see how the Abrams.
With a 50k soul lead, DMS has had enough and pushes the base to close out the match and put themselves within reach of that $1,000.
Want a good swap to start things off, but right, they open things up. Dive onto the Kelvin. Kelvin able to get away. Abrams, seismic slam. Dives on in. Looking for Elevote. They get rid of Elevote real early. 2 down, and now they can just move to the pit here, Jason, and finish it all out.
As we head into the money match of the night, DMS are the ones to secure Great Talon as Pojilaya Skumbriya bring out the first Mo and Krill of the Deadlock Fight Night. With a lot of back and forth kills in the beginning, and Play With Me double dipping in lane 3 and 4 for souls, PS get caught out and lose 2.
Havoc going down together, able to get a kill onto that one. Together looking for a second, but he's going to fall to Play With Me, who's just going to look to back away here. But there's still a 7 in reach to be grabbed, to be picked up here. Tomatos to go for the fight up against them. The Storm Cloud coming out as well. Here's ZP.
Pretty impressive.
With a slight bug happening in the game, the double earn confuses both teams as DMS just full send and get it in.
I'm looking at the mini-map, and I'm a little bit concerned. Do we somehow have 2 urns in play?
The urn has been dropped.
No. The,
Okay.
we should not. I think,
gonna
so
say.
the urn is going to reset here.
That was
Or it
pretty
should.
funny. No, so I don't think
No,
the
no, no.
urn's there because we had another urn respawn, unless you can have 2 urns at once, which I don't think I've ever seen.
No, you can't. Well, actually, that happened once. There was like definitely an earlier version.
Oh,
of
there
that,
is?
like,
There's 2? Wait, are they going to Wait, they're turning
Wait, no,
the same
it's one.
spot.
It's one. It's,
No, isn't Task carrying one?
Let's go, Popo.
Yeah, Task is carrying one, and Psycho's carrying one. So we have 2 urns in play right now.
this is spooky.
DMS doesn't let the fact that they are 4v5 stop them from hard engaging off the back of Wolfie's pocket. They take the fight 4-0.
Sunset for an opportunity here on the Rave. Telekinesis at the ready. For now, pressure onto the pocket. Waits for the briefcase to be done. Drops the telekinesis. Is fall through going to be there? Wolfie's able to shake the pressure. Meanwhile, Saf rolling around. Goo ball bouncing to and fro. Not really hitting anything in the same way, but bounces up and over. Finds the 7. Now 7. Storm Cloud, not enough. Bursted down mid cloud. PS down 1. DMS. Elvin and Viscus still pretty low. They find Sunset off the back. DMS taking shelter
How?
within the
How are they
shelter,
winning
and they.
this?
Sunset on the Wraith tries to lock down Prestus on the Grey Talon, yet Hapex with a smart frozen shelter stops anyone on Pojilaya Skumbriya from capitalizing on this, and DMS win another fight 5-0.
PS only investing the airdrop.
Locking him down.
And now Sunset's going in. Sunset senses blood in the water, goes to telekinesis, but that goes very far away as the frozen shelter is dropped in turn. Krill
Hell,
combo.
I've never seen it, man. Mo and Krill goes in. Vania's going to fall from this one as we just still see Psycho trying to go in extremely deep up against Hardeki, and he gets the kill as well with the final flash coming through, and DMS are winning this fight heavy-handedly, not losing a single player.
SPS tries to get the earn and turn in. DMS forces the fight at mid-boss with a 50k soul advantage. An amazing telekinesis off Sunset, though, turns the fight around.
Okay, actually, this is smart. I think they're going, okay, you have earned, we go mid-boss. This is actually a very smart response versus diving in to McGinnis in close quarters at the situation. So it all comes down to the mid-boss fight. Telekinesis gets a bunch, sheltered down in return. Saf under pressure, Goo ball or no, nearly falls, gets bursted down from PS. PS still very, very healthy. Daniel's already used combo. The damage is in, 2 down from DMS as PS just works the outskirts of the mid-boss. Jason, this could be one of the greatest comebacks ever on Deadlock Fight Night.
After closing the lead to just 20k off the last fight, PS continued to put the pain on DMS as they claw their way back into the match.
Comes out early, saves after combo, but the damage is still overwhelming from the outskirts. Sunset and Litz.
The earn being such an important part of this match gets carried by Sunset, who looks to turn it in. However, DMS are there and ready, and instead of contesting the turn-in, they full send on PS for the one fight and inevitably the first map in the series.
Turn in. Earn is turned in. Picasso not an early telekinesis. It turns. Zania gets picked off. Sunset wasn't here for the opening, was instead turning an Earn. Now telekinesis comes in, goes onto the ball. Frozen shelter out at the same time. Pressure onto Geist. PS getting poked down from all ends. DMS playing this fight way better, Jason. But I still wonder about the engagement where the Earn turn in cost PS in the opening to the fight.
For the first time here at DFN, we have Grey Talon being picked. Deadlock dudes trust in the bow to get them to the finals versus Pojilaya Skumbriya. Zania, rushing the Earn across the map, looks to turn it in, but Prestus's guided owl forces the drop and DMS get the turn in plus 2 kills.
Sun's gonna make him drop it.
Drops the Earn from it. Ball through though, is it gonna be there? Ivy on top of the lash, and Furnace for the backup. Both teams rotating on in. Meanwhile, after the owl drop, Ivy gonna grab the Earn. Goes to just slam it in as Lash dies to the left. The owl making all the difference in the world there, Jason.
Pojilaya Skumbriya trying to unlock their second flex spot send players in on lane 4. They get the Walker, but they lose 4 players and DMS get the Earn turn in.
Lane 4 is where it's at right now. Owl gets in, Psycho under pressure, return fire popped. Right now just working with Wolfie on the outskirts, trying to put the business to the 7. They do just that. Sunset goes a little bit too deep. 3 down right now for PS. DMS on the hunt.
PS trying to catch DMS off guard, try to rush a mid boss. A perfectly placed affliction out of Wolfie though allows them to trade evenly, but PS still come out with the Rejuvenator.
The Lash ult isn't up yet though, Jason. That's the ridiculous thing about this. If they're going, they drop the wall. Are they gonna get it? They do. PS! They get the raw mid boss. They kill Saf. Saf goes in and just gets a face full of turret in return. Pressure from the Infernus on the outside. Poking on in. Paradox goes in with the haze. Sets up haze for the 2, and Jason, PS, it's a very, it's a desperate move in a sense, but it's one that pays off. They get the raw mid boss, and now the game is theirs to command.
After being behind the entire game, PS finally get a soul lead off the back of 2 kills and the urn turn-in.
Interesting enough, we do see Hardeki here. He leveled his 2 first all the way to make sure to get the silence on it to really shut down anyone who gets aggressive. For instance, like play with me. But we do see the fight soon be kicking off on the right-hand side. We're going to see PS going to be down a player, though it's not here to actually contest this fight. So DMS not even going to be able to win on it, even with the man advantage.
Hardeki puts on a clinic on how to survive his Lady Geist, buying time for his team to rotate in and get 3 kills, plus the last 2 walkers.
Trying to take on Geist. Geist gets the life running out. You see the dashes, the aerial mobility from the Spear's stamina. Meanwhile, Geist says, no, screw this. I'm going to go soul exchange on the Viscus. And now he's just looking for a quick exit.
That was a warp stone soul exchange as well, because he was about to die. Pressure's gonna go down eventually from Blasters. Nia dives in towards the backhand side here. We do see PS regroup here and continue this fight if they want to be able to take this to get into the base of DMS's side.
Tass on the Paradox looks for an opportunity as he hits a swap on Psycho. Hapex, though, with a quick reaction, saves him with the rescue beam. With shutting that down, Wolfie goes in from the top rope, landing a monstrous affliction, allowing them to defend against the Rejuvenator.
At the same time, saves Prestis from what would have been a deadly fate. Really nice rescue beam that also, it just looks common.
Yeah, they caught me off guard as engaged, coming out of DMS. Now they're looking to take the fight themselves, but Wolfie gets completely demolished before he has a chance to do anything.
The high burst damage onto the pocket, however, DMS still able to get on the Taz. Down the pocket, still engaging. Saf very, very low. Somehow gets away. Hardeki and Zanya getting caught in the meantime. DMS making most of this fight.
Play With Me, who has generally been one of the most impactful players on the DMS roster, starts to show us what Haze can do late game in competitive play if you play around her. The delayed engage by him not only nets them 4 kills, Psycho with some quick thinking also gets the urn.
Cannon from DMS in the Talon out of the fight. Psycho 13 also under pressure, but here's Play With Me! Unstoppable bullet dance right through the middle of PS. 3 down, DMS turning the fight around, Jason, as we speak.
Being down a player, PS realized they have to contest this mid-boss. The guided owl paired with the stone form shuts down any chance of a steal, and DMS get 3 and a push for the win.
It's a decision that we'll see if it pans out. Furnace right now on the top. Drops the ult. Looks a little bit more pressure onto Wolfie. Hardeki is still dead, by the way, Jason, even as PS contest. So now Hardeki's coming back into the fight. Rejuvenator coming on down. Is there going to be a McGinnis wall coming on in here? Yes, do they go for it? They drop on in. DMS, though, secures the rejuve. Steal attempt does not come into play. PS lose 3, and DMS on the verge of winning it all. It's transforming. It's up to Taz and Hardeki, and a 2v6. Well, Jason, that just doesn't happen very often. Not with these 2 heroes. And you think about what's at stake. DMS could be dethroning PS after just 1 week. Final Four of the Patron is getting absolutely chunked down, and that is gonna be it. DMS are your new champions of Europe.